Okay, hi everyone. My name's Harry. I'm head of product here at Messente, and big welcome to the fourth in our WhatsApp webinar series. Today, I'm going to take you through what's changed in the world of WhatsApp. As a channel, we really see it going from strength to strength. We're seeing inquiries and usage grow, but it's also a very fast-moving subject. So we've been releasing new features. Meta are also releasing new features, as well as changing many aspects of how it works. So today is really all about staying up to date and catching up from the webinars we did last year and what's changed since then. I'll talk for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll have time for any questions at the end. So please do stick those in the Q&A session as we go along, and we will get to as many of those as we can at the end. As ever, we will share the recording afterwards. And if you haven't seen the first webinars, do catch up on those. They're on YouTube. We've also broken them up into kind of bite-sized chunks to make them a bit more consumable. And they really covered the when and the why we recommend to use WhatsApp as a channel. The key steps to getting started, what you need to think about to set yourself up, as well as a customer case study. So talking with a partner about what were the realities of actually integrating WhatsApp for a customer. What does that look like? So lot of useful information there if you're still thinking about getting started with WhatsApp. So let's get started with the recent changes that have been coming from Meta. First up is a couple of changes around marketing messages specifically. The first one is US market specific, where here they've actually paused use of all marketing messages within the market. Really what they're thinking here is in markets where WhatsApp is growing, but still relatively early stage, like the US, people might be less likely to read marketing messages. Receiving too many of them might impact consumer growth. So what they really want to do is focus on building the consumer experience and the engagement with the app, and then they'll switch it back on again, and hopefully that will lead to better outcomes from businesses. They've said they're going to continue to evaluate when the market is ready to resume marketing, but we haven't got a timeline on that yet. And I think really it'll be dependent on how successful they are in driving engagement within the US market. Also worth clarifying, this does only affect marketing. So utility, authentication, service messages, unaffected, they can continue within the US. Next change around marketing messages is similar kind of thought process behind it, that they're looking to prevent users getting an imbalance of marketing messages. So they've put in new automated limits. And essentially, if a person's overall inbox has a low number of messages, or they've not engaged with many of the marketing messages they've received lately, they'll start throttling back them receiving additional marketing messages. Trying to keep that balance within the inbox, so when somebody opens up WhatsApp, they're not just seeing a list of business marketing content, they're seeing that as part of a good mix of messages within there. If this happens, you'll get an error message to tell you that it's happened. So there's a new error message now shown. Also, if you're using Messente for WhatsApp, you can set up your fallback. So we would just automatically send them an SMS message if that happens. So you can very much still get through to them. We haven't seen this happen a great deal yet, so I wouldn't worry that straight away all your marketing messages aren't going to get through. I don't think that's the case. It's more likely to be a problem in some markets, some use cases, some user types than many others. But just be aware that might start to happen, and therefore definitely worth thinking about having your SMS fallbacks in place for if that is the case. Next, a few changes around pricing coming out of Meta. So the first one is a drop of conversation pricing. So this is something where WhatsApp was a bit of an outlier within the messaging world in having this pricing model based on a 24-hour conversational period. They've decided to do away with that and to bring WhatsApp in line with SMS, with Viber, with other channels, and indeed with other Meta products, and just have a simple price per message. And that will be coming in from the 1st of July. We think this is probably good news. This does simplify things. It makes it much easier to compare to other channels, to predict what your future spend is going to be like without having to have a different methodology for WhatsApp. There is no change on the Messente side. We were already supporting per message pricing, so that will continue. Only thing to be aware of is if you have in the past sent multiple messages of the same type to a single recipient within 24 hours, you may see your meta bills changing. If you think that might be the case, do get in touch with us. We're very happy to help with some analysis, see if it's likely to affect you, what sort of impacts that might have, and how we could go about mitigating that as well. So maybe we could slightly change up the strategy to mitigate that. So we don't think this will affect many people, but if you are in that bucket, definitely worth having a think about, and do talk to us. We're very happy to help. Next one, very good news. Service messages are now free. So as a reminder, service messages get enabled once a customer responds back to your initial outreach message. So if you send them a message and they come back, that's then started a service conversation, and any chat back and forth that you do with that customer is now free. And they've also said that utility templates used within that service conversation will also become free from the 1st of July. So I think what they're trying to do here is they're looking for it to be a very conversational platform and to encourage more conversation between customers and businesses. And this is a way of doing that. We think this is excellent. Really good time to be engaging with the platform and trying it out and taking advantage of that pricing. And the utility aspect is particularly useful when you're thinking about, say, replies. So as a reminder, you must respond to any customer who messages you on WhatsApp. That's part of their policy, and if you don't do that, that can end up with some penalties. But you are allowed to have an auto response. So you could set up a template that is your auto response, says something along the lines of, we don't monitor this channel, and then directs them to another communications channel. So really good use of that. There'll be no cost at all with that. So again, makes it much easier as you're calculating your costs of using WhatsApp and the ROI, that actually all those aspects will now be free from the Meta side. Few changes then around the WhatsApp policy. First one, again, is very, very helpful. So WhatsApp have now relaxed their policy around opt-ins. So in the past, you had to have a WhatsApp specific opt-in for any customer that you were messaging, i.e. that customer needed to have agreed to specifically receiving messages on WhatsApp. That's now gone. So you can now reuse any existing opt-ins that you had for SMS. So as long as the customers agree to receive content from you and provided their phone number for doing so, you can use that with WhatsApp. So this was quite a friction point for a few of our customers looking to adopt it. How do you go about gathering those opt-ins is, as a whole other part of the strategy. Essentially, you can now don't need to worry about that anymore. As long as you've got an existing opt-in strategy, you should be good to go on WhatsApp, which is fantastic. One area where they are clamping down, though, is use of shared WhatsApp business accounts, and specifically for authentication initially. So really the case here is likely maybe to affect particularly some of our B2B software developer customers. So if you build a product, you've got a number of other business customers. If they share your WhatsApp account for authentication messages, then that might start to be clamped down on if they deem that could be confusing for a customer. And I think what's behind this is they're wanting any WhatsApp user to always be clear on who's messaging them, and that not to be hidden behind too many other layers. They haven't yet said it, but we anticipate this may be rolled out to other template types in the future as well. So if you are in that case where, as a developer of a product, you have you're using WhatsApp or plan to use WhatsApp with your business customers sharing that account, then this is probably worth starting to think about now. And really the way around it is just to onboard those customers to use their own WhatsApp accounts. That's actually an area we're working on right now to make that much easier for you to do that. But it's certainly something we can help you with. So if this is an area that's relevant to you, please get in touch. I'll share a bit more about what we're doing and how to get in touch later. But we'd love to talk and help you do that and onboard those customers and have their messages go out from their own brands, which hopefully should be a great feature for your product as well. Another area of clampdown is any elements of promotional content within non-marketing messages. So as a reminder, if a template's got any promotional element at all, even if the vast majority of the template is, say, a utility template, then it should be categorized as marketing. And what they've now doing is using a lot of AI to go through and analyze existing templates and just automatically recategorizing those that they believe contain a promotional element as marketing. So definitely something to keep an eye out for if you've got utility templates that where that could happen. Keep an eye to see if that's changed. You will be notified if it does. It's also worth maybe something getting a bit ahead of. They will be using, essentially AI tools to do this. So it's worth maybe putting your template content into something like Meta's AI, Llama, and asking it how it would categorize them. And often that can be a clue and can help you then adjust that template to make sure that it remains within the utility category. Reason why this is important is usually marketing is a more expensive message type than a utility message. So you could have an impact on your bill if this does change. So be aware of it. If you feel something should genuinely be utility, maybe just double check the content to ensure it's not going to be recategorized by mistake. If it does contain a promotional element, be aware that WhatsApp are going to be clamping down and will be looking to charge you for a marketing message for that. Next one is around phone numbers. So every WhatsApp sender needs a phone number associated with it. Sometimes this has been an area of friction. It's something else that you've got to go and acquire, whether that's going to your existing telco provider, buying a SIM card, asking us, finding a phone number somehow before you can then sign up. WhatsApp have now launched a feature where they will provide a free WhatsApp number as part of the sign up process. So when you go to hit the connect button within the senders page in Messente, go through the form to create a WhatsApp account. You've now got this option, get a free WhatsApp number. It is US code only, so it's not necessarily if you want a localized number, it may not do that for you yet, but it's a fantastic way of getting started. And if you're looking to just dip your toe in the water, try out WhatsApp, maybe at a low scale, do some testing, this is a really good way to not be blocked by that phone number thing of getting started, getting something set up, starting to use it, starting to integrate it, and really learning. And it doesn't prevent you adding additional phone numbers in the future, localized for whatever market that you're in. So very helpful new feature, really good one to know about. So if the phone number's been something that's been holding you back, do go and have a look and try it out again with that feature. Now, expectations for the future, and this is where we're looking a little bit into our crystal ball and listening to a bit about what they've been saying, but a couple of areas that we think are worth flagging that you should be aware about, that we're expecting more change this year. First one is pricing. Meta have said potential updates to our rates will be coming in July, but also that rates will be being reviewed much more regularly, up to maybe quarterly. And I think really what's going on here is they're looking at the markets where they're successful and not successful, the use cases they want to encourage, the ones that are working, and they're looking to adjust pricing as levers they can pull to drive that adoption. So we are expecting rate changes, that they won't stay totally fixed. I think they could be down as well as up. So we wouldn't necessarily expect this always to be, it's going to get a lot more expensive. We will continue to monitor this and we will communicate with our customers as and when we know more. So I think best thing we can say is, keep an eye out, and just as with SMS, expect that price changes can happen. Next is another new feature that we think could be very helpful. So WhatsApp have had two products for businesses, Business App, which is a business version of the consumer mobile app and web UI. So where you can go in and message your friends as a consumer, there's also a business version. Designed really for small businesses, 4 to 5 users you can have sharing with it, that you can use for chatting with your customers. Then they've had Business Platform, which is the API bulk sending tool, which is the thing that you access through Messente. And there's been a hard line between the two. They've not been compatible. What they've announced now is that you will be able to use the two of them together. So you'll be able to do bulk messaging through the APIs as you can with Messente, but then you'll be able to use these UIs as a way of responding and chatting with any customers who reply back to you. This we think could actually be quite helpful. We know there's plenty of customers who use Salesforce for that kind of engagement, or other chat UIs for conversing with their customers, but there's plenty of others who would love to have a nice simple UI to use. So we think this should be a very helpful thing if you fall into that bucket. It has been announced in some regions, but it isn't available in Europe yet. That's the thing that we're expecting probably will come later in this year, once they've done some testing and rolled it out in other areas. So if this is something you're waiting for, hopefully there will be an answer coming later in this year. Again, please also get in touch with us. There are maybe other ways of solving this problem, and we can also put you on the list to make sure we alert you as soon as we have availability for it. So please do talk to us. Let us know if this is a need that you're after. But hopefully that should be a useful feature for many. Okay, so lots changed from the meta side. Lots very helpful. Some relaxing of some of their policies. Some things going free, which is always nice, and a little bit of clamping down on some of other aspects of their policies to be aware of, and potentially some future changes coming. Oh, and Tara, could we hold the questions just to the end? I'll just push through this bit, and then we'll come back to those. So let's now talk about what's changed on the Messente side. We've got two major features we've launched in the first quarter of the year. The first one is our new dashboard tool. So now within the Messente dashboard on the left, you'll have a send WhatsApp tool. Looks very similar to our SMS campaign tool, but now you can use your connected WhatsApp account, select one of your pre-created templates, and enter in any variables that you've got within those templates. You could also configure an SMS fallback for anybody who doesn't have WhatsApp, preview what that message is going to look like, and send it out. So very simple, very nice tool for doing WhatsApp campaigns from the dashboard. Two ways of using this. I think one very helpful way of testing. So again, you're getting started with WhatsApp. You want to know what your new templates are going to look like. You want to try out different workflows and get more of a feel of how it works. This is a great way to get those messages sent and through Messente and try that out. But also a great campaign tool. So if you want to start sending some ad hoc campaigns, just as you might using the SMS campaigns tool, you can now do that with WhatsApp, and you've got that SMS fallback, so nobody gets left behind. So if you've not discovered that yet, please do give it a go. We'd love to know how you get on with it, what you think, what else you would like to see from that feature. Next, we've got an addition to our APIs. So we launched last year with support for all the template message types, so marketing, authentication, and utility templates. And then in the first quarter, we've also added support for service messages. So as we mentioned before, these are the messages where are triggered by a customer responding back to you. So if you note on the right there, we've got a customer typing back a response back to the business. That's received through the webhooks as a response. And then using the APIs, you can now send a free-form response back to that customer and start to have a chat with them. Clearly here, this is just a demo. We'd expect this to be integrated into a CRM or a chat tool that you're using. So if you've already got SMS chat configured, you can now extend that to also use WhatsApp with the same API, just a few slightly different calls, and your users can start to have those chat conversations with your customers. This is also already integrated into the Messente for Salesforce integration. So if you're using Salesforce, Service Desk, whatever it is, you can start to have WhatsApp conversations with Messente alongside SMS and Viber through the same integration and API. Very recently, we've also just added media support for these conversations, so you can pass images, videos, documents back and forth with those customers. Great way of sharing things like maybe photos of a product that's got a problem with it, if it's a support use case, brochures. We had a customer who was onboarding new drivers and they needed to see pictures of photo IDs and stuff like that. So anything like that can also now be passed back and forth with those conversations. So really exciting. We're very interested to see how customers will use this, and if you're interested in getting more conversational with your users, again, would love to talk to you about it. We'd love to hear what you're looking to do with it, if you need some guidance with anything, and if there's any features that you're still missing that you would like to see, please talk to us, and we'd love to help. So if we just have a look at our overall roadmap, I mentioned the dashboard tool and the new service messages now live there, along with the media support for those service messages has also been added. Another thing we've just added is support for using a custom WhatsApp account with our Verigator product. So for those of you not familiar, Verigator is a product for sending OTP, so authentication messages, one-time passwords, anywhere in the world using Messente pre-registered sender IDs. So this is very, very helpful for markets with expensive and time-consuming registration processes to send SMS. You can use those sender IDs to start sending in those markets tomorrow if you want, versus having to spend maybe months registering your own sender. We use WhatsApp and Viber as part of the process, usually around managing costs. So in expensive SMS markets, we'll use other channels to help manage that. And so now you can use your own branded WhatsApp anywhere in the world alongside those SMS senders, particularly for those markets with more challenging registration requirements. So really nice hybrid approach. If you're looking to send one-time passwords, particularly outside of Europe into some of those difficult markets, Verigator is a great way of getting started and getting going very, very quickly without having to deal with all that registration. So really nice addition there, and available right now if you want to start doing that. Coming next, we're currently working on template management for WhatsApp. And here we're thinking particularly for our B2B software developer customers. So those customers we talked about earlier who've got businesses as their customers who are looking to onboard to their product and use their own WhatsApp business accounts with the vendor's product and then through Messente. This will allow you to give them a nice sign up button within your product. They can connect their WhatsApp into your Messente account and then an API so you can control the templates that are then pushed into that customer's account. So if you use WhatsApp or other channels for sending sort of standardized messages, confirmations, bookings, reminders, things like that, you can have those templates pre-configured. As they sign up, they just get automatically pushed in and that customer is immediately ready to start sending WhatsApps with their own brand from your product. So really nice feature. Hopefully you'll be able to offer custom WhatsApp accounts to those customers. And also we hear a lot of demand coming from these our customers who serve small businesses who want messages going out to their customers, understandably coming from their own brands. That should become much, much easier to support. In development right now, again, if you fall into that bucket and this is something that you're being asked about that you'd like to be able to offer, please get in touch. We'd love to just give you a bit more detail about what we're doing, how you can use it, understand your use case, make sure we've covered it and maybe get you on the earlier adopter list as well. Finally then, in terms of roadmap things for this update is insights. So this is very exciting. This is about us really packaging within our product a lot of the expertise and knowledge that exists within our business. And this really falls into two kind of buckets. The first is about being able to easily understand everything about a new market. So what does the pricing look like in that market? What are the channels? Which ones are popular? How does the pricing compare between them? What are the regulatory restrictions? What does the registration requirements look like for SMS? Giving you all that information will allow you to understand what entering that market will look like, how much time you need to allow for it, what the cost is likely to look like, because as we know, messaging cost varies enormously around the world, and build your strategy based off that. We had a great example this week talking to a customer. They've just onboarded a new customer themselves in a new market that they've not worked in before, and are looking for all of this sort of information in order to be able to support that customer. So it's about giving you that data at your fingertips to be able to answer these questions much more easily. The second side of insights is then about analyzing your traffic and your behavior as you send in order to provide you automated recommendations to start optimizing your messaging strategy. So where can you save costs? Where can you improve deliverability? Where might things be going wrong that we can fix and jump in? So being a kind of smart assistant to look for ways to improve things for you. We're testing that right now, and some of you may find your account managers start getting in touch saying, hey, we noticed this, and that's probably coming from that development, and then we're hoping to roll that out into the product later in the year. Should be very, very cool. Hopefully we'll be able to save people a lot of money and really improve your outcomes as well through some really smart analysis of what you're doing. I keep saying it, but if it sounds interesting, if you've got ideas or would like to chat about it, would love to hear from you. So by all means, reach out to me. Okay, last couple of bits. Hopefully that's been useful in terms of what's changed on the meta side, but also what's Messente been changing. What can you now do? What's become a bit easier? What's happened? If you haven't yet started with WhatsApp, but you're still interested, just a quick reminder of the steps to getting ready. So this exists within our knowledge base, but just to run through it, you need a few things to get ready. You need a Meta account in place. If you've got a Facebook page, you do Facebook advertising, you've probably already got that. You're already there. You need a phone number, but as we saw, that is also now being provided by Meta. So particularly for testing, you can probably just use that. And again, opt-ins has also now got much easier. You can reuse those existing opt-ins. You then need to connect Meta to Messente, and we've got a button within the senders page that lets you do that. If you don't already have a WhatsApp account, you can create that as part of that flow. So just go through the little form. It's very easy, and that will get your sender set up and connected to Messente. You then need to think about your templates and set those up. We've got a good guide, good video on how to do that. Again, if you need any help, just let us know. We're very happy to help. And then just think a bit about your process, about some of the things that are going to change. You've got to do some scaling up of your volumes with WhatsApp. Think about how you're going to manage replies, how you're going to manage opt-outs, do your existing processes work. Just make sure that that's all in place and you're good to go. Sometimes this can look like a lot, but honestly, we get customers up and ready in a day or two. So don't be put off by the list of things. It's just a checklist to work through, but it doesn't take a huge amount of time. And if you want to find out more, already said, please talk to us within the Messente dashboard. You've now got a book a call button in the bottom left with your account manager. Please do book time with them. Very happy to talk to them. Get in touch with me, and we've also got lots and lots of resources both within the knowledge base and our YouTube channel that are linked there, and also linked from within the Messente dashboard. Would really encourage setting it up and trying it out, even if you don't start using it in production straight away, just starting to familiarize yourself and seeing how much more engaging you can make your messages, and hopefully how you can respond to some of the customer demand that we know a lot of our customers are receiving. Good. Okay, so now let's switch into question mode. So Antara, I think I saw one come up earlier, so maybe you could start sharing some of those. Yeah, so about the integration of the small business app with the API, agreed. We think this is going to be really interesting. For those of you looking for an easy way to manage responses, then we hope this will be a nice solution to how to do that. As far as we understand it, and we are still waiting for exact confirmations and actually trying it ourselves, effectively it gives you the mobile app and the web UI that goes with it. I think you can have 4 or 5 shared users between that. So it isn't designed for big enterprises. It is designed as a kind of small business thing. But that would then allow you to receive responses back from your API messages and respond out to them. I think you will also be able to use it, as you can with the business app, as a way of sending ad hoc messages to individuals as well. But we will confirm it as soon as we know more and share when that becomes available within Europe. So for WhatsApp template management, will the end customer that wants to have their own WhatsApp business account pay directly to Meta? Would there be a possibility that the middle company manage billing? Yeah, so good question. At the moment, yes, they will have to pay direct to Meta. So again, they would need to have Meta billing in place. Again, if they do any sort of Facebook advertising, then that would probably already be there, but it is something that they will need to check before they start using WhatsApp. We are very aware that this is a friction point, and we fed that back to Meta, who clearly get it a lot. But today they are very control very tightly who can take on billing. Effectively, they see it as extending a line of credit to whatever business, and they're not handing that out easily at the moment. So I hope in the future we will be able to bill directly for both the Messente and the Meta portions in one, and even allow some of our partners to do that. But today, Meta aren't allowing that. So completely agree. It's something we're pushing for, but we haven't got a timeline on at the moment. How secure is WhatsApp nowadays? Ooh, well, good, interesting question. I'm not sure I'd be able to give a definitive answer on that. It's an end-to-end encrypted thing. Unlike SMS, messages don't get passed through potentially a number of different aggregators on their way to the terminating operator. So it's clearly got some things going for it, but I certainly wouldn't guarantee it's well, in fact, as some of the US government have been discovering, it's not a sort of defense secure channel. So I think entirely secure enough for most of what our customers are using it for in terms of that customer communication. But I would be wary of using it along with most messaging channels for anything that was highly sensitive. If you've got a particular use case that you're thinking of, or should we use it for this? Please share it, and we could probably give you a more definitive answer. Any AI LLM features with chatbot? So yeah, very interesting. I think this is something we're thinking about for next year. We see LLMs as being really exciting, particularly around driving automation around those as things become more conversational. So historically, a lot of our traffic has been about businesses pushing out to customers and not much coming back the other way. We're expecting that to change slightly with channels like WhatsApp and actually conversational to become much more normal, and therefore being able to drive some automation and use some of the new LLM tools to support doing that as being a feature that we're going to want. So very much something we're keeping an eye on, and we're looking really to see the sort of engagement and feedback from our customers. So I would say watch this space for the moment. It's something we're interested, but we haven't got firm plans on yet. What are the benefits of using Messente as the middleman instead of going directly to Meta? Yeah, good question. So certainly an option to go direct to Meta. The feedback we tend to get is one, it's a lot simpler if you're only having to deal with one API, one set of documentation, one support channel. Makes life easier and faster for your developers. As part of that, Messente covers all the fallbacks. So whereas you'd be having to receive the error message from WhatsApp and then fall back to another channel, that's already built into the single API. And finally, support. This has been a real problem that a lot of our customers have seen. They just cannot get any support out of Meta. So you'll get a lot of AI type responses, cases just closed. If anything goes a bit wrong, it's very difficult to get answers. We're obviously here, support is what we pride ourselves on and take very seriously. So you will always be able to talk to real people and get answers quickly. How do you usually handle a situation where a WhatsApp number gets blocked for some reason? Well, try and understand why is probably where to start. So there's probably been either some genuine policy infringement, or for some reason some of their AI tools have had a false positive thinking it was a policy infringement. So see if we can understand why that's happened, and then appeal is the best thing we can do. We've had cases recently where display names were being rejected for that reason, but went through a bit of a process with the customer of changing the name and appealing, and then got that approved. So it's certainly not impossible to get things reversed if that does happen. But I would definitely make sure you do start with the policy, make sure you understand it, and that you're not accidentally infringing anything on there, and that will reduce the likelihood of you getting blocked. Good. Okay, well, if that looks like that might be the last one, just picking up on that last question, if you've got particular examples like that and you need help, let us know. We can certainly help. We can have a look into your account, and we'll do what we can to guide. So whether it's that example or something else, do treat us as an extension of your team, and we will help support where we can, assuming you're a Messente customer, obviously. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for attending. If you think of any other questions, got any other ideas, any other feedback, please let us know. We'd always love to hear it, and we will do more of these as things develop with WhatsApp. Lots more exciting things coming in the future. Many thanks. Have a good day. Bye, everyone.